Yeah.
I'll explain. It's weird because it's one of the few shows that, for some reason, in about, I want to say 2011-12, it got brought back for like a late night programming block.
Yeah.
And it was just One Piece that got brought back.
All right.
So I remember watching it, and it was literally the Alabasta Kingdom to, I think it was Drum Island.
Yeah. Oh.
And that was it.
Okay.
We'll come back to it.
Before
I start One Piece,
All right. Well, actually, I've got something to say about One Piece here. Because I remember you...
Oh, good Lord.
I remember you gave me the abridged film, quote-unquote, film of the Alabasta arc.
Yeah.
And you could tell it was chopped down to fuck, you know?
Yeah, they slimmed it.
So,
to put it
they were very jarring edits at times, but the most jarring edit, I have to say, was Luffy had just got beaten by Crocodile, and he gave the whole friendship speech, or someone gave the friendship speech and that, and they're all on the verge of tears, and then giant crab just fucking through the desert. Giant crab, why the fuck not? You know, I'm like, where did this crab come from? What is the context behind this? You know, they're on a crab.
That movie was not a good. I thought it was a good idea at the time, but also I'd never watched it, so I didn't know how bad it was.
I mean, what was it, like a 40-episode arc into an hour and a half? Or something? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, some of the fat was skimmed, as it were.
It's a skeleton, man. There was no fat on there.
But yeah, no.
There was no meat or anything.
So while we're on it, we might as well talk about One Piece. He said almost not engineering the conversation.
Why not? Fuck it. Let's get out of the way now.
So where did I leave off last? Alright, so
there we go.
The current bit we're at, and by the way, massive spoilers.
Yeah, massive spoilers to anyone just watching the anime, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just we'll put a little time code or something.
Oh yeah, got it.
Basically, Luffy's now back up at the top. He's fighting Kaido.
Yep.
Kaido's starting to weaken finally after about 40 dudes have fought him.
Jesus.
It's ridiculous. Like at this point, everyone's had a go at him.
Yeah.
That's how OP he is. It's just fuck it. Everyone's had a go.
Do you remember the fucking Willstone Raider, like back in the day? Like, you want some? I'll give it you.
Yeah.
That's Kaido right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Just fucking nut.
So he's like finally started to weaken after literally everyone's had about 10 or 12 punches on him.
Yeah.
And like the island's about to fall and kill everybody. Interestingly enough though, the CP lot, which are basically like the government special forces, they've turned up and they said regardless of what happens, either what they'll do is if Luffy and his lot lose, they'll go in, they'll assassinate Kaido because at this point he cannot stop them.
Yeah.
Or if Luffy and their lot win, they've got a load of marine battleships surrounding Wano, so they're going to annex it.
All right.
So it seems like the kind of end of the arc is basically them going to be running away from the Navy.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting. Either that or maybe the Grand Fleet will turn up. But
okay.
That's One Piece at the moment. And they're trying to stop the island from falling, or if it does fall, try to minimise the damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's heating up. We're getting to the juicy part.
Ooh, very juicy.
I can't wait for it to be animated though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One Piece has like sometimes it has a stupid animation budget. Like you can tell. Like.
Well, I mean,
it just hits different when it goes.
Yeah. But also, like, I've not really watched or read One Piece properly, but I mean, I know enough about it through Andre.
Yeah.
And
I talk about it almost religiously.
Yes, you do. Yes.
And it's a bit like some people go, this is the Bible, this is my Bible.
Yeah. And because I know of the ridiculous passion behind One Piece fans, I am obliged to say that it is the greatest series in the world, and I have no other opinions other than that. You know.
And that's why I'm not going to shoot you this week.
Exactly.
Till next week.
Yep. Regardless of how good I think another series is not as good as One Piece, because I know I would die if I thought otherwise. You know.
It doesn't matter what I do. I'll stop and I'll hunt him down.
Very much, yeah.
Scummy is. No, like the thing is I think, is One Piece the greatest ever? Probably not. Like I'll be on. Yeah, I know. Big words.
Controversial.
Big words. But I think what it does well, it does really, really well.
Yep.
I like the fact that each arc is, even though it's part of the wider plot, it's generally self-contained, barring literally the halfway point, which was the Whitebeard War arc.
All right.
and then probably more recently Wano. Like, One Piece changed after the halfway point where it became much more about, like... It's no longer each individual island's contained. It's like, the contained story is still there, but it's majority building on the story. And it's putting in those, like, plot holes, basically. It's filling them in. Like, we know for a fact that we're in the final saga. Basically, based on the way Oda's put it and what we know already, we know we're coming towards, like, the crescendo, as it will. Like, at this point, they know where One Piece is, more or less. So we have, like, all the pieces of the map, basically. They just need to put it together. All of the major players have shown up
Put
now.
it together in one piece.
Like, at this point, it's kind of just, we're waiting for, I think the next kind of arc, or the next part of the saga is going to be, like, that big clash between Luffy and then, like, the big bads. So it's like either the Marines or Blackbeard.
Although, talking about this, do you reckon Oda will actually reveal what the One Piece is? Because it could be an open-ended thing, because I feel like whatever it is might not satisfy everyone.
Based on what he said, it is going to be some sort of treasure. It's like he has said, quantifiably, there is a treasure.
Okay.
You know, there's lots of different theories. Some people think it's going to be like the final super weapon, because basically what they think is whatever was there. Because it's been mentioned like loads of times, basically, that all the seas were once just one complete joined sea. So some people think it has to do with that. Some people think it has to do with true history. It seems like whatever it is, it's going to be basically the summary of a lot of the side characters. Well, I say it's like the main casts, like what they want, basically. So it's probably going to have the true history. It's probably going to have a lot of the lore reasons why things happened. Like, at the moment, what we do know is that there is quantifiably a treasure. We know that there are people who know what it is. So, one of the people who knew what One Piece was actually Whitebeard. Because it said that basically Roger told him. And this is more fan speculation, but a lot of people think the reason why Whitebeard didn't end up taking One Piece was basically because he knows what it is, and he knows whatever it is nothing to do with him per se.
Alright.
Like, because the thing is, he was more than capable of taking that. Like, in his prime, he was more than a match for Roger. So, a lot of people are like, yeah, but why didn't he? And some people are like, well, it might be because, you know, there's skirmishes between Big Mom and Kaido and all that. But my personal 2 cents is basically, I think he knew what it was, and he knew that maybe it wasn't necessarily for him. Because he seemed to have, like, this focus change from, I want to be king of the pirates to, I'm going to make a family. Like,
alright.
Because there was a point where he's part of, like, this mega super crew, basically.
What was it?
But yeah, I think it's going to be something.
So, I take it there hasn't been devil fruit that is able to control water.
No, but people think that's what Shanks might be looking for.
Because, well, for anyone who doesn't know, devil fruits basically give you superpowers, but
of a certain type, basically.
But the crux is, you know, if you fall into a body of water, you drown. You know, and in the world of pirates, that's pretty fucked. You know, but if you controlled water, though, you're essentially the strongest person on Earth. You know, and I could see that being the One Piece. You know,
could be,
maybe.
Well, so apparently there's the Devil Tree.
All right.
Which is where all the devil fruits come from. Like, it's their source, basically. So some people have reckoned that as we get closer to Raft or Laugh-Tail, depending on what translation you've heard, we'll get more info on that. Because the thing is what we gotten to the point now is every big player is doing something. So, like, the Marines are actively starting to start a war with the pirates, basically. Shanks is rounding whatever Shanks does. He met up with, basically, the world leaders, and he was like, basically, I'm going to start a skirmish, and you're not going to fucking stop me, but this is me being nice and telling you I'm going to do it. At the moment, the world government is hunting down Teach, but it seems like, basically, Shanks is going to go and kill Teach for some reason now. God knows why, but there you go. Not only that, it's like a lot of side characters have started doing stuff. which they've not. Like, for example, Vivi, who you actually would know.
Yeah.
Like, she turned up more recently.
Okay.
And basically, it seems like she was going to set off.
Yeah.
Possibly to find the Straw Hats. We don't know. I don't know how canon that is, but it seems like that's something that's happening.
All right.
So it kind of looks like basically what it's going to culminate in is kind of it's going to be a fleet versus fleet type thing.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Because the thing is if you actually look at the story, the Straw Hats have made a lot of allies as well as enemies. So that'd be nice, but
yeah.
Barring that, like, just because I don't want to sound foolish, I don't really know.
Yeah.
I had some educated guesses, but the guesses I'll keep to myself. To like, at the end of this arc will probably be when I'll have a firm idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
Just because some stuff I thought would happen has not happened. Like, I thought Vegapunk would turn up, he has not.
All right.
We've still not seen one of the generals for the
the
new. Basically, after the halfway point, one of the, I think they're admirals actually.
Yeah.
Basically, he left. He's become like an independent pirate, basically.
All right.
And then the head dude basically quit.
Yeah.
And retired. And he got taken over by Akainu, who's the dude who kills Ace.
Yeah, I see.
Which you know about.
Yeah,
that bit you do know about.
I do know, yeah.
But basically, they've got these two new dudes, and we've not really seen them. We've seen one of them because he turned up during the Don Flamingo arc.
All right.
But the third dude, I don't even know what it looks
mystery.
like. We have like an idea based on the fact that Oda bases all of the admirals on, I think it's actors or musicians. Yeah. So we know what he looks like because we know which musician it is because it's the only one that makes sense. Yeah. But we don't really know who he is. Okay. We just know he is a strong dude who was doing some stuff.
Fair enough.
Anyway, One Piece.
All right.
I'll leave it there.
All right.